Hey everybody, what's good? What's going on? JB here. I want to put together a quick little video for you. I've been starting to mess around a little bit with the Cisco Modeling Labs. You might also know that as Cisco VIRL. And what that is, it's a personal lab that allows you to use real Cisco IOS images or NX images, things like that, to build out a real lab in a virtual environment. And you actually can integrate it and connect with other things in your own personal labs or things out on the internet. It's really, really cool technology, and I wanted to put together a really quick video. We're going to try and keep this to 5 minutes of how to go about installing and configuring, getting it up and running. So if you end up going and doing the same thing, and you aren't quite sure where to start and how to get it working correctly, then yeah, you just follow along with this, and I'll get you straight. All right, let's move over into the browser over here real quick. I just wanted to throw this up here. This is the Cisco Learning Network store. This is where you would actually go to purchase it. It's $200 for a whole year. There is actually Cisco DevNet has a free version of this that you can use. The only problem with that is it doesn't persist, right? So you can use it in 4-hour chunks, but it's not really yours. So if you don't necessarily have the money, that's a good way to go and be able to use it. But if you do have the money and you want to make an investment, then the CML or VIRL 2 is definitely the way to go for any type of Cisco labbing that you want to do. The one that I got is the Cisco Modeling Labs, the personal one, which allows for 20 concurrent simulated nodes. I believe that is just 20 Cisco nodes, so I think you can actually put other types of like Linux nodes and things like that into it. Whole bunch of different types of virtual images that you can use in here. So iOS, NXOS, the ASA stuff, some of the router stuff. Very, very, very cool. I'm actually going to be using this for the purpose of building out some continuous integration, continuous deployment type of pipeline, so some CI/CD stuff, and also working on some Python skills as well. But yeah, just want to throw this up here real quick. I'll put a link for where this is in the description. But let's hop into actually what it takes to install this and get it up and running. One thing I will say, once you actually do buy this, there's a link for you to click, and it will give you a whole bunch of different software options of what to download. You do need to make sure that you do have a Cisco account to be able to get into that. If you don't, then you can go ahead and just create one. But you're going to want to make sure that you download the latest OVA and the latest ISO. You're going to be using both of those when it comes to actually deploying this. So let me just see real quick. I'm going to flip over. I actually recorded the video of this, and that should look good there. We're just going to go ahead, and I'm just going to kind of walk you through this. So I'm using VM Workstation, and I went to go add a virtual machine. Added in the ISO here, and it's going to just, create a new machine with that. Really doesn't take too long to get this kind of up and running. It is worth noting at that point, though, that the specs that you do need for that, a minimum of 8 gig of RAM, and they want you to be able to have 4 cores. I'm trying to think as far as like size-wise goes. I've seen different recommendations, 16 gigs up to 32 gigs. There's a requirements document. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the description for the video as well. But it at least will, get you pointed in the right direction. When we're doing this and spinning this up, really the only things that we need to worry about before we actually start this up, so that was kind of like bringing the ISO image in. But before you actually start it up, we're going to have to go under General Settings and enable the actual CD DVD drive, so that we can load up the OVA. So here, we'll just continue with this, and you'll kind of see what I mean. So we're just kind of double checking some stuff there. Going to go back, click on the settings, go to CD, DVD. You're going to have to click on the Connect CD or DVD drive. And then choose Disk Image. Auto detect, then you should be able to go down Disk Image. And then going to go click on the ISO that we need. And that should really be it as far as that point. Then you can go ahead and click start. You can click the upgrade button. That's cool. It's going to go through its thing. Don't need to hit anything here. It's going to choose the right version of CentOS. We're just going to watch it go through its boot process. Now, I obviously sped this video up, but realistically, you're probably looking at maybe 10 minutes total. It's really not that long. You do want to make sure that you do have the token that is in the Cisco, your Cisco account that is for CML. I'm just going to go here, accept the EULA, hit continue. There's going to be two types of accounts that we're going to need to create here. The first is going to be the sysadmin account, and this is for actual management of the underlying server itself. Okay. Then there's going to be a root account, and that's going to be what we're actually going to use to log into the server to be able to build out our labs. Don't do what I did here. I used some very, very poor passwords, so my password hygiene on this is not very good, but I just was trying to get through here kind of quickly. So be better than me. So we're going to do the sysadmin account, put in the password, and then confirm it. I'm going to let it do its thing there. I'll give you a warning that your password sucks. And then this is an admin account. This is the one to be able to actually log into the actual lab environment and build out the labs. You're going to see here once this is done, there's actually a different port number. We're just going to use DHCP. We're going to let VMware end up giving us the IP address. Works perfectly fine. And it's just going through its startup process here. Nothing too crazy, starting up the Nginx web server. And that's about it as far as getting that up. Now, what we do see here, and is worth pointing out, there's you have your IP address. Now, the 9090 colon 9090 is actually what's used for the management of the underlying server, where for the lab itself, to build out labs, is just going to be the regular 443, so not using a different port number. And then we're going to go bring up a browser here. And here we go. This is going to be for the server management console. And there you go. This would be where you might do like updates to the OS and stuff like that. You won't really be spending too much time within here. You won't need to. A little bit of the performance of the box. And then if we go and get rid of that 9090, then it's going to take us to the actual Modeling Labs login. Now, from here, you can go and add to start a new lab. You have all these different options that you have of stuff you can drag over. We're going to go over and drag over an iOS image and go and start it up, but we get an error because we haven't actually loaded the license yet for this. So you have to make sure you go get your token from the Cisco account page that you have. You're going to go in here. You're going to click on registering this. Again, remember that I'm using the personal license with 20 node capacity, so you're going to select that. Make sure that you have your token, and then it's going to prompt you. You go click on register. And that should pop up a little window here. And then we just put in our token ID there and then hit register. It takes a minute or two for that to actually sync. And when it's done, you got that little register successful message in the bottom right-hand corner. And we can go back to our lab now. And at this point, you are off and running. So you can just hit the little green button on whatever images you have in there. It's going to start to spin it up. Gives you the ability to open up the console, as you saw that I did there. It's going to go through its whole boot process. The CPU information all the way at the bottom of this down here is very, very helpful. I think that's cool that it shows you that. So you can see that you aren't completely killing your box. I was worried about running this on my Mac, but it seems to be okay. We're going to see how many devices I can actually get spun up all the way before it brings my iMac to its knees. But yeah, that's about it. You're able to get in there, be able to do your stuff, and start building out your lab. So Hope this video was helpful and useful. I'm going to put links for where you can get VIRL, where the config documents for the recommendations are, and I think those were the only things I said I was going to drop in there. So, oh, I'll put a link. David Bombal had a video on how to set this up if you were going to use the free version through DevNet. So I'll throw that in the description as well. So at least you can get some VIRL action without having to pay the $200 if you don't have that at the moment. So, all right. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Hope this video was helpful. Make sure you like the video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. All that good stuff. Throw any questions in the comments box. Go get at it. We'll talk soon. All right. Take care. Bye.